take this opportunity to yield to Representative Rick Allen to introduce our final witness.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman, and I am pleased to introduce Mrs. Sally Roberts from Augusta, Georgia, who is the Human Resources Director of Morris Communications Company, LLC. Morris Communications is a privately held media company with diversified holdings that include newspaper and magazine publishing, outdoor advertising, radio broadcasting, book publishing, and distribution and online services. She is here today to testify on behalf of the Society for Human Resource Management. Mrs. Roberts is in charge of the company's magazine and radio division, where she manages the benefits for Morris's 3,000 employees in more than 20 states. Mrs. Roberts works with insurance providers and consultants on medical and dental plan design, employer rates, and employer premiums, and coordinates open enrollment with brochure design, online support, employee meetings, and enrollment processes. She also formed a wellness committee and developed a monthly online newsletter, Wellness Information and News. And I just happen to have the front page of Monday's newspaper, and it shows the Lone Star hero, the new champion of the Masters Golf Tournament, Mr. Spieth from the great state of Texas. So, Ms. Roberts, welcome, and thank you for being with us today.
Allen, you're recognized for 5 minutes.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman, and being that I have been a member of Congress for just a short period of time, but prior to that I actually worked for a living in the business community for over 30 years, and in the state of Georgia, and unlike I guess Maryland, which has had a mandated program for some number of years, Georgia has not mandated employer health plans. In fact, it was the business community that started in the healthcare business. Just a little history that I thought might be interesting is that when the government actually capped wages during World War II, is when the business community began to offer health insurance and other benefits to supplement their workforce. So that tradition has continued, and it has become a very important benefit for our employees. I know our employees, we had a shared program that we thought worked pretty well, and we encouraged our folks to participate in it. As early as the Great Depression, the government has wanted to get in the healthcare business. In fact, it was contemplated in the Social Security law that the government get involved in healthcare, and of course now the government owns healthcare and has mandated that businesses offer health care and or either send their people to the exchanges, which again creates tremendous uncertainty in the marketplace. At a time in our economy, we don't have the Great Recession, but I don't think growing the economy at 2.5% is going to get this country where it needs to be. And I think that this plan is the single most greatest impediment to economic growth in this country. I mean, everyone knows, and I think everyone will admit that the thing is flawed. And there's two big question marks here. Do you fix a flawed program, or do you start all over? And I think that's the debate that we have before us. One of the things that is of great concern in my district is our rural hospitals are going out of business, and our rural medical practices are moving to urban areas because it has wrecked rural health care. You know, deductibles, and I think probably one of the biggest reasons for that is that if you talk to any hospital today, the thing that's driving down cost is the fact that deductibles on the standard plan are $1,300 to $2,600 per family, and then on the bronze level they've gone from $5,100 to almost $10,500. Now I can tell you, because of this economy in the last few years, folks are living week to week, and when they have to have some type of medical procedure, they simply don't have the cash or the money to pay for it, which is a dangerous health care issue in this country. And with that, Ms. Roberts, I'd like to ask you, obviously you're debating this high deductible plan versus your current plan. Obviously these deductibles are a big challenge for you. What are y'all looking at as far as a deductible, and how do you think that will affect the health care of your employees?
If we decide to go to a full replacement to a high deductible plan that is very similar to our ACA high deductible plan, we are looking into helping our employees through wellness incentives. If we would reward certain behavior with contributions perhaps to an HSA that would help offset these higher deductibles. However, as I mentioned in my written statement, the EEOC is looking at wellness plans very carefully and wanting to put a cap on that. That would also be a challenge for us because, as you mentioned, high deductibles, with a high deductible, the insurer must meet the first $1,500 or higher before any insurance coverage would kick in.
Okay. As far as the overall effect that it's had on growing your company, do you think without this law that Morris Communications could have expanded its business?
We've had to look very carefully at how we spend our money. Revenue is very hard to come by in a mature industry like the newspapers. So every time we look at what we can do for our employees, for example, with the excise tax, we see that as an impediment to funds that could be better used on our employees.
To grow jobs. Thank
Yes.
you, and I yield back.